Hey guys, what's up? It's Schlaw coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schlaw. And I'm not going to do the transcript today, although I may come to regret that decision because, of course, I always say that and then it turns out, oh, I really ended up saying something I would have liked to have recorded. Like that always seems to happen, doesn't it? So, yep, we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. It is what it is. And we are ready to go. All right, guys. See how we'll figure all this out. Things are a little bit iffy today. It's probably going to be a longer car rides with Schla, but we are good to go. As I predicted, there were not the two additional walks with Schla today. There was only one walks with Schla. So, seeing how that works out, how that plays out. Just with the one sorry, I'm just getting stuff together. My apologies for being very spaced out. I'm very sorry. I will get moving with things soon enough. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to have too much to say. Honestly, I'm just not. But I'm saying that, but we're going to start to do a bit of reprogramming, because I always say that, and then what ends up happening is, like, I always tell myself, "Oh, I don't really know what to say," but what if we start saying like the way I worded it earlier, where it's like it's like, I don't know, knowing me, there's going to be something to say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same exact meaning. It's the exact same meaning. It's just different ways of saying the same thing. Isn't that like interesting how you can kind of figure that out? I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's very interesting. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? I feel like I'm not I'm not personable enough with y'all. It's always me talking to myself, talking about myself, but it's never really about y'all, or really getting to know y'all or seeing how y'all are feeling. You don't think that's funny? I don't know. I don't think it's that funny either. It just came to my mind and I decided to spit it out, you know? We're trying new things on the show. Trying to keep my spirits up, as it's kind of difficult to, as I said. See what happens today. See if things get any better or if they get worse. Who knows? But the nature of this show is absolutely uncertain. As I've said multiple times, we really don't know anymore. We're living each day like it's our last, pretty much, at this point, because the amount of just, confusion and all that stuff, it's just becoming far too much. It's becoming far too much. It's being way too crazy. And, yeah, it's not... Is that a... No, I was wondering, yeah, it looks like Ford does the weird windshield wipers that come to the center and go outwards. I noticed, I feel like a certain Honda Civic did that as well, and I wonder why they don't do that. Because it sort of looks like it looks superior to me. The windshield wipers going outwards. It looks like it covers more of the window. I mean, I'm not certain about that, but I don't know. I'm curious now to ask GPT at some point if I remember to ask, of course. I'm pretty curious about that. I doubt that Ford still does it, but the only cars I can think of that I've noticed it on is Fords and one Honda Civic. That is all that comes to mind. I wonder if it just was like too weird for people, you know? Like people didn't really vibe with it. They just kind of wanted them to get rid of it or something. I don't really know. It's hard to say. It's pretty hard to say. Do I have any deep, crazy thing to talk about? Not really. Honestly, not really. I don't really have all that much to say. It's kind of a silly situation, you know. Kind of a silly situation, an empty brain. What good is an empty brain? You know? What good is an empty brain? It's not very good. It's not very good. I need to figure out a play here. I need to figure out what I want to do. I'm actually, you know, for a change, gonna use a little bit of effort to try to circumvent something, hopefully. Yeah, I know. I think I'm making a wise decision. I think so. Yeah, what was I just thinking about? I mean, I've been thinking about, like, possessiveness and material, you know, and, like, what's actually best for people and things like that. I mean, there's a few ways of looking at things, obviously. You have, like, people who... You know, people could make the argument that possessiveness and material acquisition, it motivates a person. And really, without that, is there, you know, how else do you motivate people? Well, you know, that it really doesn't make that much sense because most people don't have, like, a motivation, or they don't have a material path for motivation. Like, they, you know, they just don't. Like, most people are stuck wherever they're at, and then that's it. You know what I mean? So, it doesn't really motivate people. It doesn't really. If we're being completely honest. I don't really think... Okay, well... Sorry, I don't know what this guy's doing. Not really paying attention to me at all, and this guy behind him doesn't look like he is either. No, I have my thing on, it's just like... Oh my gosh. Anyways. Hoping I made the right play here, but... I'm really not sure. Sorry. This episode, I mean, I knew it was going to be terrible. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I did not make the right play. Oh, wait, no, we're good. We're good. We're very good. Alright. Alright, we're free. We're free. Anyways, it's been Schlaw. Now it's. What was I thinking about today? Um, I didn't get to ask GPT, but something I was thinking about today, in lieu of our. See, I didn't even do the walk switch law, and I still got nothing to talk about. I mean, that's saying something. Like, yeah, that's saying something. What in lieu of what we were talking about earlier about design and whatnot, I'm very curious as to what was I even going to say? What would an iPhone Air look like that was like an iPod? You know, because I feel like the iPod was really like a really good idea in theory. You know, you have a device that is much lighter and much more optimized for home use. You know, there's not really any sense in using your phone if you're in a house because there's a lot of extra components and weight and heft and other things. Like, I think in an ideal world, you would kind of have a larger device at home, you know, that's more like an Air because it's, you know, thinner, it's lighter in weight, it's nicer, and I would actually say no cameras on the back because you really don't, and probably no cameras on, well, for the Face ID you need it, but I guess if you still had the fingerprint, you know, that would be a different thing. But anyways, a larger screen, thinner, lighter device at home without any of the cellular bands or antennas or anything, you could probably make it weigh a lot less. And you could have like a smaller battery because, again, assuming you're at home, battery's not a concern, right? And so, yeah, but I think at the end of the day, people don't think about optimization. I think I'm sort of saying this a little bit too fast and out of order. All right, so let's think about it. Let's think about it here. People have, because everybody nowadays, like a consumer doesn't really care about optimization, they care about convenience. So even though you could make the argument that it's more convenient to have like an iPod-like device that's lesser in weight, you know, better for a home, I think the iPad kind of occupies that space for people who want that. It's just, again, the iPad, it's a bit much. What I really would like is, you know, a Mega Max iPhone, you know, something that has a larger screen, but it's lightweight. It doesn't have any cameras on it. You could also have like no speakers on it like you do with the iPod Air, and you could have a very specific device for that purpose. See, the problem is then you get into business, and the business is all about like a value to a consumer and what a consumer wants universally. So that's like a difference of opinion, right? It's like a regular person is not going to be thinking or caring or optimizing or really wanting to do any of that stuff. They're just going to want one thing that's better. You know, it's going to be like more expensive to them, and that's why we have what we have. We just have like a one size fits all. But I even think we could have a day where, well, no, that wouldn't happen. Never mind. I was going to say you could have like an extra battery that you could remove, like if there was like a dual cell battery and you could just remove one of the cells to reduce the weight. But they would never, nobody would ever even care about that or want to do that. I don't think so. um, I wonder what was the point? Oh yeah, we're just talking about hardware. But yeah, I think it's a relevant point. Like you don't really need everything to just be packed into one monstrous device. You know? So, this is what it is. I don't know. It is what it is. Sorry this episode's terrible. Sorry this episode's terrible. But it's gonna be the worst episode in a long time. Yeah, I guess, well, see, so we're moving away from these, like, big theoretical things, and we're talking more about just the material. We're getting materialistic. we're just talking about material. Another thing I really wish is that Apple would have, like, you could pick between a glossy finish or a matte finish for their phones. I think that would be interesting. I think if the iPhone Air had an all metal back and it was like chromed out, that would be pretty extravagant looking. You know? I don't know. Just some ideas here. I know it probably would have been way too costly to do that with the titanium, and they couldn't have done it with the aluminum, or the device probably wouldn't be sturdy enough. So, there's issues with that. But that's always what I thought, because like the 17 Pro, it has like that more of a unibody look to it, and you could basically have that, but it would be all chromed out, and that would look like really, I mean, it would almost look like a little bit ugly, like it might be a little bit too much for people, and the Air was already enough of a risk as is, and it's just a shame not to see it flourish. I mean, people, that should have been the thing selling out. The Air should have been what was selling out. People should have couldn't got near that Pro with the 39.5-foot pole. Like, I'm serious, that big clunky piece of junk. That would have really showed the market, this like super future enlightened species, this enlightened humanity picking a better path forward, So, just what I'm into. But sadly, it doesn't seem like anyone's really following suit. Very silly, very a shame. Very a shame. I'm sorry this episode's terrible. What I was thinking about, though, as I was walking and thinking instead of walking and talking, is that there is a pretty big importance to thinking, I think. And I've kind of lost that. Like, talking is good, and it's very good for me to talk, but I don't know if it's a problem. It's also good to think and talk. So I'm actually going to just be canceling walks with Schlaw, period. No, I'm joking. I'm not doing that. But I don't know. I'm always conflicted about that. I keep repeating that over and over again. I'm incredibly sorry. I'm incredibly sorry I keep repeating myself in that regard. Sorry, I don't know what the deal is right now. Man, it's weird, you know. I want to be able to do this show, and I guess some days it's just not happening. You would think that I would have a plethora of parlaying to do, but I just don't. I don't feel like talking at all. It's a dead brain. Wake up, brain, wake up. I'm just You don't think that's funny? Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna, I don't know. This is probably this is probably a better, yeah. Anyways, I do miss the Touch ID, the capacitive home button. I like home buttons, so, you know, it's a shame that it's gone. Not a fun situation at all. But it is what it is. It is what it is. They got rid of it. I also am very excited for the 20 if they really bring back truly rounded corners like they should. They had gotten away with that. Gotten away from it. Gotten away with it. Like as if they... No, they got away from it, but I think it's a very important thing. You know, obviously. It's like a super important thing to have. It's very comfortable to hold, especially without a case. I just think nobody notices because they all put cases on. So, yep. But yeah, I'm overwhelmed and I'm understaffed. I'm overwhelmed and understaffed. It's not a good combination. It's not very conducive to anything good. Overwhelmed and understaffed. And don't know what to do about it. I don't know, guys. I really need a break. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready to wrap this episode up. I'm ready to throw the towel and I'm ready to white flag up. Throwing the towel, you know what I'm saying? Like it's time. It's really, I'm at my wit's end, and I can't believe how fast the day went by. I don't even know. It really slipped away from me. I can't believe I'm already driving home. It's like, wow. It's pretty impressive there. It's very impressive. It's too fast, though. It's much too fast, you know? Much too fast. I wanted the day to pass by much slower. Wanted the day to pass by much slower. All right, sorry. Had a little, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, my friends. We're figuring things out. We're figuring things out. It's on. Something better be going on, right? Something better be going on in my head for all this. Something better be happening. I think I'm missing like a nut and bolt, a screw, a gear here and there. You know, that's really the problem, I think. That's really the issue, I think. We're missing a nut, we're missing a bolt, we're missing a screw. You know, we're missing a lot in this stew. And what good's a stew if it's an incomplete stew, really? You know, what good is a incomplete stew? Oh my gosh, this guy is really being annoying. What good is a stew if it's an incomplete stew, you know? What good is a stew without broth? I don't even, this episode is not even worth it. I'm so serious. It's just not even worth it. Don't even know why I'm recording. Don't even know why I'm recording. It might as, oh no, what is going on? What am I supposed to do? What? I don't know, that's just confusing. I don't really know. Sorry, I was being kind of ignorant. Anyways, we're not too far from home. We'll probably be home in like 10 minutes, so it didn't really change too much. Did not change very much, did it? I mean, we'll see, you know, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things are. But it is, you know, it is what it is. I hope everything's okay, you know. Just more of the usual stuff. I feel like listening to this, like if I ever listen to this episode, it's just gonna be like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I literally think that's how it's gonna be. I think that's how this episode's gonna end up. It's just really, really something. As it just sounds like a bunch of random noises. It's that, because that's really what it is. There's not too much else that I don't even know. What did I just do? That is not what I wanted to do. All right. Okay. This is also not what I wanted. All right. Oh my gosh. This I mean, this literally could be the worst episode. I'm not even, I would not be surprised. I just would not be surprised if this was just the worst episode I think I've ever recorded. I don't think we really got like a single concept or anything done or, you know, figured out, but I think it almost suits the feeling that I think I have to learn is that that's fine. I don't know. I'm still like a bit apprehensive to embrace that kind of a philosophy, but is it just okay? You know, should I be concerned or, you know, it's just tough to say. I think it's pretty tough to say, you know, if I should be like concerned, because I usually have like a stress to myself. I usually am very stressed to be very serious, you know, very stressed, very serious. People aren't serious enough, and I kind of have to overcompensate for that. But learning to let go of stuff, I think, is the message right now. It's just learning to be chill and let go of things, ultimately. I think it's really what is being told to me with everything that's happened, you know, with the stress I'm going through, with me losing a lot of money to the rewards not working properly. It's all a huge disaster. You know, it's just really a shame. It's really all a shame. I don't know. Don't know how else to compute it. Other than that, it's all a shame. It's all a shame. It's all very shame, but we keep trying our best, you know, we keep trying our best to get through things and all. I think we'll make it out, you know? Hopefully. I just hope whatever happens, it's for the better in the long run. And I don't know if everything's been that case in my life, but maybe I just didn't learn my lesson soon enough with some of these things, you know, and it's why I'm going through what I'm going through, but yeah, it's a shame. It's just all a big shame. And what can be done? But maybe that's, again, there's sort of a symbolism there. You know, about the episode and it not really being good, but learning to be okay with that, learning to let go. It's interesting, isn't it? I think it's interesting to think about. I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry for not talking more. It's just like, I'm at my wit's end. Don't be surprised if there's not a car rides with Schlaw tomorrow. Don't even be shocked. Don't even be shocked. I was going to say I may, for the next slate, just upload one a day because I'm just too behind on the things. I'm too behind on... I'm just too behind, and it's just not making any sense. And then, it's also possible that with the winter up and coming, that I'm gonna need to with the winter up and coming, I'm gonna need... I might not be able to do walks with Schlaw really as often, because when there's snow on the ground, I guess I'll just have to walk on the side of the street, and it really is gonna tank the audio quality. It almost makes it not worth it. It's kind of a shame. It's almost like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if it's because every time I've listened to it, and it is true, like every time, like, even like I guess I thought it was better than it was, but every time a car goes by, or something happens, it's not good. Like you really sounds loud. I have to be really hollering in order to really get through, like figure anything out, and it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. Not really sure what I'd like to be doing. It's a shame, because I thought, and definitely when the summer comes along, I'm going to have to walk there. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame, because I know that that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm well aware that that's just what's coming. And it's a shame, because I've really liked those walks with Schlaws as an outlet, but I just don't know if that's probably just not like an indefinite thing. It's probably not. But maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's some kind of reflection where it's okay. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's time to slow down a little bit, try to focus more on quality episodes as opposed to quantity. Because right now it's just like practice, which is good for now, but really the quality is what matters. But my brain, I think it's still too rotten to want to go there. That's kind of the problem. It's not ready. Its muscle is weak. I wanted to do the TLDR with Schlaw at the end of every episode, and I just had to stop doing it. Just became too difficult to remember things, and I don't know. It just, things just kept getting crazier and crazier, and it just, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating for me. So, here we are. At least we'll be home soon, and I'll be done with this dreadful episode that I will never, hopefully never need to look back on. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that horrible? But I'm ready for relaxation. I'm ready for relaxation. I'm just heading straight in my bed. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything. Luckily, there's still like a good amount of time left in the day, but I don't know. I'm just going straight in my bed. I've been needing this. I've been needing this for a long time. For a very long time. I think it was the right decision. I'll probably stay late tomorrow or Thursday. I think, you know. Yeah, let's get ready to wrap this episode up. That's gonna ruin the audio for the whole recording. The worst episode of Car Rides with Schlaw. If when I plug this into GPT, that better be the title. It better be you might as well skip this one. Worst episode of Car Rides with Schlaw. Don't watch it. Because I know I plug it into GPT and tell it to make the title, so we'll see how smart GPT is. Schlaw's Orders. That's what you can title it. Schlaw's Orders. Worst episode in history. Gotta get your laughs in somehow. I don't know. It's funny to me. It's probably not funny to if somebody was listening how much I let them down. How much I let them down by this episode. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just all crazy, you know? It's just very crazy. Everything's crazy. Anyways, it has been Schlaw, and now it's time to buy Schlaw. So, see ya, Schlaw.